Chris Swatako with the Singles Network Ministries. I hope you're doing great today. I've got a wonderful message I want to share with you on how we start our single adult ministries. So many times we struggle with how do I begin the process? My pastor doesn't understand, my church doesn't understand. Well, I want to share with you as a part of a series on how do you really begin a single adult ministry. The first and most important is that, are you called to start a ministry? Not every church is called to have a singles ministry, but all churches are called to minister to singles. Just because a church down the road has one doesn't mean you should have one. So first you need to make sure this is where God has called you. The second is, have you done a demographic study of the area? Do you know how many single adults live there? What are their ages? Male or female? Do they have children? Are they divorced? Are they widowed? So in order to begin the process of even deciding this is what you're supposed to have at your church, you need to know what is going on in your environment. Then you look at your church itself. We know statistically churches under 300 in size typically cannot support a single adult ministry. But if your church is a decent size, of maybe 700, 800, 1,000, by all means they should be able to have a single adult ministry. But then the step is, well, what kind of ministry should I have? Should it be focused towards single moms? Maybe for 20-somethings, maybe for those that are in their later years. So some of those things are just the beginning process of making those decisions on how and which way to go to be able to start your own single adult ministry. The next is you have to talk to your pastor. And of course that can be difficult. And we're going to talk about that in another one of the videos. And how do you talk to your pastors or pastors, the leadership, the eldership of your church, to make them and help them understand what a single adult is. So let's begin the first step on how to start a single adult ministry. The first one is prayer. Now you probably are thinking, well, of course we're going to pray. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people pray for individual needs, maybe praying for your kids for his school, or you're praying for to get a job. But are we praying for the ministry itself? Are we praying that our pastor will understand the needs of singles? Are we praying for the people in our community to understand, our church? Are we praying for the direction of the ministry? And are we praying to build the leadership that's going to lead the ministry? So as you begin to process and say, Lord, I really feel called to start a single adult ministry. But Lord, how do I even begin the process? That's why it's important to start praying. One thing that's also very important before you even begin the process, as you are praying, if you are a female, we have learned in single adult ministry that singles ministry only led by women pretty much only grows women. Now, some of you are watching this and go, of course, Chris, I understand this is the problem. Where are all the men? Well, we'll address that in another video as well. But first, when you want to start a singles ministry, we know statistically that a male-led ministry will grow men and women. A male and female-led ministry will grow men and women. But only women-led ministries grow only other women. That's okay if you want a singles ministry made up of women. But when you're trying to reach guys, you need to have balanced leadership. You may say, well, Chris, I don't even know one guy to lead it with us, much less more than one. Well, that's where the process starts, is praying for God to bring some males to help lead. As women, we have no problem serving underneath a male, but God did not design men to serve and be pastored by women. So we want those men to be there to minister to men and women to minister to women. And we want a team approach, not just one person's approach. Remember, singles ministry is not a social. It is a ministry in order to reach people for Christ, to grow them in Christ, to help them transition into the whole part of the church. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about the next step, which is building the team, in my next video. See you later.